charges the cameras.
That one stings.
That's a good one.
That one stings.
Who'd that come?
Come
Who was that sent by?
on.
Austin Marks, we appreciate you,
We
man.
appreciate you, Austin.
Jesus.
Yeah, we charged it up this time.
Forget to charge the
We also brought Ty, so we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a struggle.
We appreciate you, Ty.
Hey, glad to be back.
Hey, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Come on.
Nice. That was the
Gotcha,
extra
Ryan.
extended arm.
Gotcha, Ryan.
Oh, wait, Kenny.
Yeah.
Thought Kenny wanted to rock, paper, scissors for a second. I got you.
I saw it, so I knew.
You guys are ridiculous.
Sorry.
No, we're good. I feel like when we kind of wrapped up 2023 on our virtual podcast, we were all excited about January, new year, new me, which,
Yeah, sick.
whatever. We talked about, resolution goals, but we were also realistic in how, there's a happy medium, and we're not the biggest, hey, January, going hard, whatever. Between our real careers, between traveling, between this passion project, and when we see TBC moving forward, I'll tell you what, boys, I just want to be vulnerable. I love that word. Yeah, January's kicking my ass. I don't know about y'all, but
Dude.
I am.
Dude.
We were talking about last night. I am tired.
Yeah.
I'm giving y'all everything I got. Same at work, but it's about 17%, boys. I got the low.
It's like when you check your battery life
Yes,
on your
dude.
phone. Oh, this can only go up to 90%
Yeah,
capacity,
bro.
80%, 17%.
You want to go in low
capacity.
power save mode? Yes, right
I was
here.
just gonna say, Ryan's been on power save.
I literally am like
Dude.
17%. All right, let's walk through that number. What do we have in the 17%?
He's on the reserve.
He's in the red right now.
It's tough, man. It's just the beginning of the year, but it's tough. And we're all, like you said, Johnny, we're grinding through it. But how you boys feeling?
Travel is tough. The different time zone things, like I was telling you guys, that's kind of affecting me a little bit. Being West Coast, East Coast, my sleep's a little messed up, but, you don't sleep? I wish I didn't have to sleep. I wish I didn't have to sleep, though. Because, then it would be no problem. Then you can get everything done. And, if we didn't need sleep, it would be just so much more time.
It'd be great. 24 hours a day. It'd be perfect.
Yeah. But that's been a little bit tougher. But as far as work, I mean, it's I don't know. You have to have the right team around you for sure. And then I think that then you can still continue to move along correctly. And I think, what's a really difficult thing for a lot of people, I think, is trying to build the correct momentum around your team that correlates with economical and political political events going on, right? Because there's a lot of changes that we see going from 2022 to 2023 to now 2024. And as we face those changes and as things shift in different environments, you're in an environment.
Are you good?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm happy for your team. I just want to know how you are doing, man, in January. We've talked about building a really strong team, but how are you doing, man? I'm concerned about you right now.
I'm fucking great.
That's good. That's better than how the three of us feel right now about January, because I feel like I am just on. I don't know where the fuck I am right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm.
Sack up, dude.
I can't get in a groove because it's I think we had such a fun December and November. And with the holidays and all that stuff, there was just a lot of just chaos, but fun and exciting. The January it hurts. I feel like I have a hangover.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I can't.
That's from Vegas.
dude.
You get what I'm saying. It was a metaphor, asshole. Yes, that was. Oof, still feeling that. I don't know. I just can't get into a groove. I feel like I just feel off. I feel off.
For me with work, it's we're not done with 2023 yet. I don't know if that's the same
Yeah,
for y'all. We're still buttoning up end of year conversations,
Same.
right? Annual reviews, all that. We're still trying to tie it up, put a bow on it. And I haven't really had the opportunity yet to shift focus to 2024 and goal setting, how we're going to attack the year, because we're still finishing that out. So I think that's part of it too, from specifically a work standpoint. But yeah, it's been fun.
For me, and that's an interesting way that you put it. I probably more aggressively than ever concentrating on using December as a point to help people and companies prepare for 2024. As we've kind of went through these annual transitions many times now, you've learned over the years that a lot of people kind of take a step back in December like December's like a half a month for a lot of people. And what depends on your industry. For a lot of people, it's there's a lot of things going
companies
on.
take off like the last 2 weeks of December,
Yeah.
which makes it a half a month.
jealous.
What I did really aggressively was just leaned into making sure that they took at least, right, like if you're a business owner, you have to take at least one of those days to sit down and map out, at minimum, your Q1, at minimum. And if you don't do that, then you're going to be scrambling in Q1, and Q1 is going to feel terrible because you're going to be getting situated a third of the way through Q1 when you're going to burn a month, which is January. You don't want to do that because I've seen it happen too many times. So I've helped companies prepare a little bit more in December, which then leads you into a smoother transition as you cross over through the year. And we did that more aggressively than ever. So
You should help us because our busiest time of year is fucking December because you have the end of year charitable donations and everyone and their mother they have the whole year to do something and you wait until the last fucking minute to send shit in. Up until December, the last business day of the year, we are fucking scrambling. And then Johnny's off for 2 weeks. I'm talking to people. Yeah, last 2 weeks of December, we're chilling. It's great. That's fantastic. It's our busiest time of the year. Like I'm just getting crushed.
I think that's
and
just
you're
the
right.
nature of your business. So
It
people
is.
wait to see where they are financially, and then they make those decisions.
It is, but the feeling you said about Q1 scrambling, I'm in it right now. Like definitely scrambling right now, not prepared for the year because like I said, we're still buttoning up last year. So interesting.
Yeah. Since we're going to stay on the work topic.
Yeah, geez.
Do it, yeah. Why
This
not?
is what our life consists of: work.
Exactly. I mean, from a work perspective, January's been tough just because I think I mentioned on our New Year's podcast that this is like I have to do all my year-end reporting. So in a way, I'm still in 2023 because all I'm focused on is 2023 data. And it's like we prepared. We had a plan. It was set in the early December on how we were going to attack this first quarter. Now, obviously, the rest of the year comes later. We kind of plan, like I mentioned, we plan from like March on is like our year essentially, and like what we're going to accomplish. Because the only things we have to accomplish are meeting our deadlines. We have so many freaking deadlines, and nothing. Literally the plan. I literally crumbled it up and threw it away the other day. It was like, yeah, we have to make so many battlefield adjustments now because of all the bullshit that's happening at work.
Yeah, changes.
But I mean. That's what we do, baby, right? We
BFAs,
adapt.
we love 'em.
We adapt, we live in chaos. It's great. But we're gonna hit our marks and it's gonna be fantastic and we're continually pushing the needle forward. It just feels like we're just, 2 steps back, 1 step forward.
Fair.
But we'll get there.
Reset. Just a reset button.
I feel like January should be.
Just and the reason why I think this is an interesting topic is just because there's a lot of people probably in the similar shoes that we're in, and I'd be curious like what they're doing and just how they overcome it. And then there's probably listening to this podcast and like, dude, get a grip, suck it the fuck up, and move on. Everybody's going through something in life, which is fair,
And we will.
which I'm cool with, which we do. For me, it's just like,
Wrong pipe.
Get it together.
Are you
Suck
drinking-
it the fuck up over there, damn it.
is that Athletic Greens?
No, it's post-athletic.
No, it's how you become an athlete. Drink your athletic fucking greens.
It's not chalky, thank God.
Wait, what?
Just talk.
Give him a little pat on the back, Ken. Come on, burp him like a baby. Come on.
No, he's good.
He's good.
He is good.
A lot of people in our position. Go ahead.
I'm enjoying this, to be honest.
Oxygen. He needs oxygen.
This is literally. You sound like
Drowning
you-
myself over here.
SpongeBob over there.
I'll figure it out.
Who lives in a pineapple?
Okay, we're back. We're back.
We're just all over the place. I love it, dude. This is our lives. I'm trying to get in the swing of things. I know you guys all talked about fitness goals, this and that. Like it sucks to be starting off this year. Like I'm just whatever.
February of fitness.
in a
I'm
void.
committed to it. February of
It's just like,
fitness.
damn,
the double
dude.
F.
Damn.
Let's do it.
But in the reality though, it's like we've had a lot of fun this fucking 17 days in January. But like my God. Like what are you all doing right now? Just as far as like keeping yourself afloat. For you, man. I know you 17%. Like what's going on in the Salimos mindset right now?
I'm literally looking forward to February. That is what's pulling me to the finish line. I'm going to have a hermit month where if it's outside the city of Orlando, I'm not going. I'm going to sit in my house that I love, that I bought, that I haven't been to since Thanksgiving. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to relax. I'm going to get some shit done.
You're
But-
lucky. I've got a wedding in February.
Yeah.
It's going to be a shit show, and I'm excited for it. But
But that's what's pulling. It's like me. I literally have never said this so much to you guys, to my wife. It's like I am excited to do nothing.
until Kenny comes up.
Yeah, Kenny's
But
gonna
no,
come
but
up.
it's in the
That's
city
a
of
day.
Orlando.
I said
literally coming
day
up
trips
twice.
only. I said day trips only. That's a day trip. I'm coming up in the morning. I'm leaving at night.
It's in Orlando. It's fine.
Day
For
trips
me, it's the
only.
travel. Like I have literally been on, I think, more
I
than
take a
10
train. It's
flights
whatever.
since Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you've
To
been on a
California
lot.
3
Yeah,
or
you've been
4
on a
different
lot.
times.
That's tough.
To Vegas, North Carolina. Like it's
You've had it
just
rough.
it's draining, man.
Yeah, you've been around the.
No excuses. Like we're getting it done, doing what we got to do.
Yeah,
But
hell yeah.
We're making excuses right now.
no, I'm not making
Fucking-
excuses.
Look at Mr.
I'm-
75
I'm
hard
saying
over
why,
here.
why I'm tired. That's all. We're allowed to be tired.
I said I'm starting tomorrow.
February.
No, you're not. We got
February
a
of
business
fitness.
review
You
tomorrow.
said we're
dude.
doing 75 spiked, right? The alcohol version.
I said it'd be more fun. It'd be more fun. A little bit of flavor to it.
No,
But
you got to start like mid-February.
I'm not starting mid-February.
But,
I'm
like,
starting on Monday. That's all
February
serious.
1st.
No,
This is
I'm
what
not
we're-
starting on February 1st because you want to start on February 1st. That's the same people that said they're going to start on January 1st.
No, it's because
I'm not
I got
doing
sh-
that.
I'm
I'm
looking to
starting
be there
on
next
Monday. The
weekend.
reason I'm starting on Monday is because it's just a little bit easier of a transition through Vegas. I knew it was just going to like
Can't wait for
75 hard in
Garth to
Vegas
wake you
is
up
just
again.
tough. But Like Monday, that's it.
Dry
No
January,
excuses.
absolute disaster.
I never said dry January.
I did not.
I
did not
literally-
agree to that.
I'm sitting next to James.
You started that? You tried?
No, I do
tried
it every January. I'm sitting next to
Yeah,
James.
in Vegas,
Hold
you
on,
saw
hold
it.
on. I'm sitting next to James and Timmy on the plane. First drinks come by. I'll just do a water. Done after that. There was full send after that. We were done. Can I get Tito's water? At least I'm doing Tito's water. We're good.
Southwest, thank you very much.
Yeah, Southwest,
we
great.
appreciate you.
As always,
You take
every
care of the
time
people.
on the bachelor parties, you guys hook it up. Now,
do.
hey, we weren't as bougie as this guy over here, sitting first class all the way to Vegas. What airline were you on?
I was on American.
Dude, you had a full blown fucking breakfast.
Yeah, dude. Fly first class.
American, you get the American Grand Slam. I mean,
Take Steve
Jesus.
Harvey's recommendation. Fly first class. See what it's like. Feel it out. You'll never want to
I
go
did.
back.
That is a fact.
did.
Southwest.
Never want to go back.
Southwest did not
They don't have
offer
first class.
first class.
So first
But
class.
they offered free drinks.
Guess what?
First-
I, was-
that's-
I was the last person to board on that Southwest flight.
You were the last person.
The last person.
That's
The fact you guys
impressive.
held my seat is incredible.
I'm
Oh,
surprised you
that's
guys
easy.
couldn't do
I
that.
don't think anyone
without
wanted to
having
sit near
a
us.
conflict.
No.
They knew what was happening back there.
That one chick
Plus,
did
we were
not
next to
wanna
the
sit by
kids
us.
too. It was loud in the back.
Saving seats is risky. I feel like I
Ah,
don't.
tell 'em
like,
fuck off.
The
But
boarding process is weird with Southwest.
This
James,
is-
bring us back.
this is the
Sorry,
whole
sorry.
point of what we're talking about
Yeah.
right here. How January is just kicked our ass. I mean, yes, we had Vegas, but we can't look at it as an excuse too, because like
No.
you go from traveling and then you have to get your shit done the next day when it's done, right? And Kenny, you said I'm doing 75 hard, but then life hit you. Right. And I think that's kind of what we're talking about here is like life just keeps hitting us. And like, as much as we want to feel like we're going to, tomorrow's a new day and it's going to be great. And we're going to start, getting this, that, and the other done. It's not realistic, but as long as you're making small strides forward, I think you're at least headed in the right direction. And maybe your fitness February will be your time to shine and blah, blah, blah. But it's just, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just getting beaten to my knees.
Something is always going to come up.
Of
Oh, yeah.
course.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to understand that, and you have to agree with it.
Of course.
Something is always.
Of course.
I guaranteed. My alarm clock's gonna go off at 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday. My dog's gonna puke as soon as I get him out of the cage.
Cameras
Some
aren't
shit's
gonna be charged.
happen. Like some shit's. Some shit's gonna happen. I'm not gonna want to go to the gym, especially doing 2 workouts in a day. But it's just gonna happen, and you just gotta kind of agree with it.
That was good, Ty.
Yeah.
You can't help but just laugh.
We're not saying we're gonna sit back, twiddle our thumbs, call out of work, whatever. Like we're gonna get after. We're gonna get it done.
Yeah, I'm not taking myself out of the game, man. I'm not going on
Yeah,
the bench.
I'm still going to the gym on Monday. I'm just saying, like,
It just
I'm
felt
giving
harder.
myself, I'm titling something to help me reach a goal. That's all.
Well, I
A little
think-
extra.
So when it sorry.
No, go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
I think you said, well, it's just harder. I think that for me, when I start realizing, like, all right, I'm finding a consistency where, like, there's a few days where I said I was going to do something. Then I look at it, I'm like, all right, I did not do that, right? And that's where I'm like, okay, it got harder. What am I going to do to break it? There has to be that, like, break. So I'll hit, like, a 60-minute Peloton ride. Like, that shit's tough. And then, like, you have to, there's something there that you have to do. And for me, it's always physical. And sometimes it's mental, but for me, it's, like, always physical. It's usually a workout or it's usually some type of strenuous event. And then I break it, and then I'm like, wow, that feels great. Like, I hit a 60-minute bike. I sat in the sauna, like, then I feel that after, and I'm like, that feels good.
Yeah.
But now it's like implementing consistency.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like when it's harder, you have to like do something hard to break that.
I agree. I actually did that on Monday or Tuesday after we got back from Vegas. I don't know how I got in the gym, but I got in the gym, and when I left the gym, I'm telling you, the week that I had to face was one of the hardest weeks I've had work-wise as well as personally, because I had to overcome this hangover and tiredness. And then I had to deliver a pitch to our executive staff on a project that I've been working on for 6 months.
Wow.
But it wasn't polished yet. So I had to put in the time. But if I didn't do that workout, I would not have been able to stay up late till 1 a.m. to make sure my shit was in order so that way I can perform 2 days later. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was the presentation. It was a short presentation. It went well, but it from Tuesday to that day, man, it was grueling. It was grueling. And I can't rest afterwards and feel like I'm done. But
You also had a big recording on Wednesday night.
oh yeah.
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 The face of TBC last week, baby. James Lagama.
Yeah, fellas, we're having some technical difficulties here. No, I agree with you, Kenny. And actually, I've been hearing a lot lately that you can draw back. So you realize, okay, something I'm going through right now is hard. I have gone through something harder before.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You can reflect. That's one way to also get yourself out of a funk. But I know you mentioned sometimes it's not mental that you do something that's hard. It's usually physical. Let's be real. A workout is mental as fuck.
Yeah.
And so you're actually hitting two birds with one stone there.
Yeah.
True.
And so I think that's kind of the magic recipe. If you're ever looking to get out of a funk, go do something physically and mentally hard, which is usually some sort of grueling workout. Don't hurt yourself. But a 60-minute bike ride, you're looking at that clock while you're biking. That clock is not hitting 60 anytime soon. That's 60 minutes.
60's tough.
That 60 minutes
long, bro.
feels like
60's
a
tough.
day.
It's the worst.
It's a tough one.
I mean,
So I
also-
agree with you.
Also, too, you failed last week, right? You didn't start 75 hard, but it's that realization, and then, like we've said on previous episodes, you have a decision to make. How are we going to respond? Like, I failed, own it. I've gotten knocked down. What are we going to do? I'm going to fucking start on Monday, like you said, versus I'm not. It's just that enhanced focus that, I just got hit in the mouth. Not again. Like, it's that break. It breaks here. It stops here. We're starting over. So.
The other thing I did too is I wrote down all the things I had to accomplish, and I took my quick wins. So like there was like little wins where I was like, oh, I can knock this out in like an hour or 60 minutes, whatever.
It's the same thing.
Whatever, 90 minutes. Fuck.
Fuck.
60 minutes. 60 minutes is an hour. Yes. 30 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever. I could knock this out quick. And then I did those quick wins. And that helps, like stacking those little wins. That helped me.
I love Ty's newest toy. Thank you
Yes,
for getting that.
these
from
are-
Kenny.
Thanks, Ty.
He's
I
very
think we already,
timely.
Ty, didn't we already have that? We just like started using it?
That's mine. I just
Oh,
dropped it. Yeah.
why didn't you get him one, man?
I don't even know what the fuck it is.
I wish Ty would have just answered with one of his. Sorry.
But still, it's great. It's a great tie.
How are you attacking it, Johnny? You kind of started us off, but how are you? Right, you're grinding right now. You're tired. You're
Look at his
vulnerable.
face.
How are
Look
you?
at his face.
I know, but what's the
Ty,
approach
can you
to-
zoom in on?
We're treading above water right
There you
now.
go.
We're,
a good way
we're
to put
making
it.
it happen. I think you got to prioritize. I think when you're in a funk, you really got to prioritize what's most important and what you can control, and then try to deviate. And maybe the things that you want to do or should do or could be doing, you kind of put them on the priority list a little bit down. So for me right now, it's like, all right, work. Got to make sure things are good there. Like
Show up on time.
that's-
Gotta pay the bills.
Just get to work, right? Obviously, got to make sure the wife's happy, the puppy's happy. We're good there. So like those are the two big things we're just keeping afloat. But after that, it's like I'm exhausting all my energy there, which is it's fair. That's fine. It's great. But then it's like I'm finding, again, let's be real here, just finding excuses to not do what needs to be done. And I'm a little disappointed in a way because I feel like I did very well. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. I feel like I attacked things very well from a fitness journey last year and where I wanted to be and close out the year. And it's not so much that I had a great idea of going into January and what I wanted to accomplish, but bought a day pass at the good old hotel in Las Vegas, the fitness gym. Didn't even use it. And again, I thought I was in the mindset where I was going to. That's why I'm a little disappointed in myself. So that's why I'm bringing this up, and I need you guys to hold me accountable a little bit better.
I'm going to give you a little credit in terms of you're also going through somewhat of a life change, right?
Yeah.
You guys got married, and you just said you got Phoebe.
puppy.
You have a puppy.
I do have a puppy.
Those are some added responsibilities that you are still adjusting to. So I think that's fair.
I think they're excuses.
It's a change in your day-to-day lifestyle.
No, I agree.
There has to be some time for that adaptation.
Yeah, but it's also
But no.
it's.
You need time to adapt and change. I'm not saying a whole year, but it's been 6 weeks.
Kenny's got something to say.
17 days.
You know what I heard? I heard this a while ago. I was watching. I don't remember who said it. It was someone that has a podcast.
Someone smarter than us.
That's doing well, and they were talking about the level of fitness of the average male, and your peak fitness hits a pinnacle at like the upper 20s to around 30, which
Yikes.
just hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah, no,
hear me out.
You're good.
Which got me thinking, like, we were very much earlier in our 20s, probably because of what led us together and what led us to where we were. We were at a point in our life where we were kind of early in advancing our athleticism, and we were really deep into our physical being, right? Like we were college athletes, things like that, right? So early on, we put a lot of time on the physical. But when someone said that, I was like, I can't let that go wasted. Like if the male physique is supposed to perform at a level of high performance around 30, I can't let that go wasted. Like if I let that go wasted, when I'm 50, I'm going to regret that. So now as I'm about to turn the corner to be 30, I want to be in the best shape I have ever been. And like I've been thinking about this a lot. Like if I'm supposed to be at that based off of the male physique, why am I not there? And I when I was in my early 20s, I was at a physical level like I was never before. But I think that doesn't mean I have to deadlift 700 pounds. But how do I feel? Like when I get out of bed in the beginning of the day, like, do I feel like shit or do I feel great? What am I consuming? What am I eating? What am I doing to work out? How frequently am I working out? How do I feel in my mind? Do I have mental clarity? All of these things, I think it's a different perspective of fitness. It doesn't mean like have to bench XYZ, different level of fitness. But yeah, for me, I've just been thinking like, I can't fucking let that go wasted.
Well, that's a great point, right? And I think that's like where you got to take the small little steps to approach it the right way. And like even last week, like I'm still disappointed in the shit I didn't do, but I still made it to the gym. But dude, going to the gym, it was literally just like, all right, I want to get a quick 15-minute jog in on the treadmill. I want to get in the sauna. I want to get in the steam room. Let me not be a baby and jump in the cold tub. Like those things are great. But what I like about your point, Kenny, is I think as you get older, and I believe you two are on the same page here, it's like working out and doing the appropriate things. It's all about your mental well-being and just like journey to feel better. Like I don't give a shit if I look yoked or not. I really don't care. As long as I'm waking up and I feel good from a mental clarity, like you said, and I feel like, hey, I am doing something that's going to help me live longer or make me feel better for a longer duration, eating healthier, like that's what's most important, right?
And it translates. It translates into your social life. It translates into your work. It translates into a lot of positive things. There's really not much negative comes from it.
No.
If there is any. Maybe getting hurt, but that's probably it. But then this is a different mental battle and a thing that you can overcome and be proud of too. But no.
Yeah, and I think in that
Physical helps a lot with getting you back on the right path emotionally, mentally, hitting your goals, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just transitions. I think where fitness is transitions when you're young. You're like, oh, I want to be fit, I want to be yoked, I want to be doing this X, Y, Z. But it like transitions, like as when you're turning the curve of 30, you're like, well, being jacked is cool and it still is great, but
all I care about is mobility.
Yeah.
That's all I care about is mobility. I want to be able to move.
Yeah, move. But mental clarity and like
Oh,
just
no, 100%.
mental performance for me is like, if I can withstand that, that's a win.
I think it also ties into one thing. It's on the back of Deion Sanders' wall with him coaching at Colorado. But his saying is I just pulled it up. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good. And that's not just sports. That translates to
Everything.
every
I
day,
like
right?
that.
And you guys are talking about waking up feeling good, having your best, being able to bring your best each day to work, to whatever you're contributing to. Hoping at the end of the day, from a monetary standpoint, it pays out. So that's another piece
I like
of it.
that.
You're a big Andy Elliott guy, huh?
Lately, yes. And you didn't like that on our
No,
weekly
it's
call.
not.
But
No,
yes,
I got nothing against Andy Elliott. It's
I would
just
say the last
they have social media.
4 to 6 weeks, I've been listening to some of his stuff. He's been firing me up a little
No,
bit.
it's interesting. He does talk. I can't wait to hear like a stockbroker on Wall Street just jacked his shit, ready to go selling trades. But like he
I made
talks
the comment
about,
to you
like,
yesterday about getting in.
He's like, you got to look good. Like, and most of the time, people who are like somewhat fitness wise, like they look good. Like they're on their shit.
The thing that he says that's right is you got to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk into a room and everyone's like, "Who is this guy?" But we just said it on another episode. It's a confidence game. If you look good, you just have that much more confidence to go deliver and execute on whatever it is that you've been assigned.
That's I think what it resonates to. I think if you're in that physical place where you're like, yo, I'm fucking yoked. I'm hitting this shit hard. It all starts to transition. Like your motivation, your self confidence level is there, and that's all it goes to. It shifts your intangibles. It shifts your non physical being. I mean, it has to.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one that's like super fit that's just like can't feel like they can't overcome something. I feel like, I mean, I'm sure there are people, but it's a short stint, and I think it's like it has to help enhance. I mean, there's so much science. Welcome to Hot Takes.
Where we talk about
Debatable topics.
Today's topic is
January is the worst month of the year.
yes. I'm yes on this one.
No.
because I'm getting crushed this year. Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Why do you not think so?
I just think it's another month. I don't think there's anything significant about January opposed to March or June or November.
No, I argue that January, just the entire month, is just one giant Monday. And I know we brought this up in a previous podcast where Monday's the worst day of the week, and I don't think we actually settled on that.
We didn't. Tuesday was the worst day of the week.
No,
yeah, and I
that's so
think I
fucking
was on
close.
that too.
You
but
were,
just
so
saying,
hypocrite.
Monday.
I know.
Hypocrite.
I understand. I'll take the hits. I'll take the hits.
Mondays
but
are the
as
worst
far
day.
as the saying goes, I think the January is the worst, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because of the holiday season.
I love
The holidays, you close on you're spending time with family and like all this stuff and like blah blah blah, and you have aspirations. The next year's gonna be great, and then all of a sudden it hits you in the fucking face. January's here, and now you're working to just get out of January and have a fruitful February. And usually that's what ends up happening. I'm just saying January is the worst because you're going through the most grueling part of the year, and then you just take the next month and make it better than the one before that. Then you take the next month, you make it better than the one before
1000%.
that. That's why January is the worst month.
No, I think January is a great month because
It's a fantastic month.
The
It's
best.
the best.
The best.
It's
The
the
best. The best.
The best month of that.
Billions.
It's a great month.
I think it's the best month
of all the months.
because the energy's revived. You come back. You're at a peak. You're ready to go. For the most part, unless you didn't take the time to tone down a little bit. If you didn't take the time to tone down, then
New Year's Eve. Bam, done.
no.
New Year's Day.
You're
is
ready
always
to go.
shit show.
You're in a different. It's a reset. You're just kicking the year off. You don't have to draw a blank slate yet because the slate is fresh. It's new. It's not. You're not repeating anything. You can just start at a new point where you look back at the year and you can say, I can become better, and I can start now. Everything feels good. The vibes are good. That's it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Let him go real quick. Watch this.
Ooh, torch him, baby.
No,
Torch
I
him.
want you to-
Heat him
I
up.
want you to
I'm heating
feed
him up.
No, I
Heat
want
him
you
up.
to say.
Heat him up.
No, please. I'm a polite person. Go right ahead.
No, I want you to side with your partner here, since you're a yes.
I agree with him
Fair
because
enough.
listen, like he said, it's a blank sheet. Can I give my point?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't even know what my point's about to be, but I'm
he
going to say
just wants
something.
you to
don't
be
have-
prepared. Okay.
I don't have a
Not
point.
reactive.
Ryan, it doesn't matter what he
Proactive.
comes up with. We're gonna crush.
We're
him
going to
back.
crush it. No, I agree in terms of, like, you have the entire year, you're full of energy, you're ready to achieve new goals, set new goals, achieve new
we've been
goals,
saying
and
this
go
whole
through them.
podcast.
So,
I already know. What
All
you're
right, I'm gonna cut you off. So,
Good, I was done
man,
talking.
man of very few words here. Not. I'm gonna keep this
saying.
brief.
I already know what
Hey.
he's gonna say. Yeah.
Why are you starting in February for your fitness challenge?
because I've had a tough January.
Okay.
He's gonna ask me how
And
75.
then how's your
is.
75
Oh, I
hard
already
going?
knew.
I'm just asking because
Excuses.
here's the reality.
tools.
It's an event of prioritization. Just because
I love it. Okay, cool.
just because I didn't start on the 1st doesn't mean that January is bad. I have accomplished other things that are higher on the priority list. And I've accomplished those things already in January. It's a great month.
okay.
Starting off great.
Okay. I was just
Just a
curious.
list of priorities.
I was just curious because it's not what it felt like before this hot take, but it's okay.
In your
Well.
opinion, then, Kenny, because it sounds, I feel like this is where you're going to go with this. Is any month bad to you? No, right?
No.
No, I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you go into a month and you're like, oh, I hate this month sucks.
Yeah,
Oh, that fucking month is going to suck then. I mean, what the fuck? You got to look at every month like it's a fucking fresh month. You're going to beat the month. How I look at every single month to going into it, I look at it before the month.
Yeah.
But how I look at every month, as I said, where was I in 2023 in January?
Will you
Where
stop
was I
touching
in
me?
2023 in February? And I make that a point to beat that. And if I beat that, if I have a benchmark, and my benchmark is the 2023 benchmark, and I beat that every single month, and every single month I beat that month over month, that year is going to result in a better year because month over month I've performed higher than the year before,
The month before.
the year before. If
'Cause
I
it's
look at
month over month.
January 2024 and January 2023,
No, I got you.
and I
I
compare.
got you.
Let's turn the question around. Do y'all have a favorite month?
I'm
of
gonna
the
take
year?
it easy.
Do y'all have a favorite month of the year?
taking it easy. Right
Every
now.
year.
I guess it's
the same
December because of
month.
the holidays.
No. Favorite month.
Right. Every you know that. Oh, I'm looking forward to this specific month every year.
I know you said December, and I just said no. I do love just December, like the happiness and joy that comes with December, and you're wrapping up the year, and you can kind of reflect and do all that stuff. December's cool.
So no matter what, December's always the best month.
No, because I could probably argue maybe that December's not the most accomplishing month. Like there's not a lot I'm accomplishing in December. Like it kind of slows down a little bit, and then I try to make this January to be the more successful. I think where January comes in as the worst month though is like kind of Kenny put it. Each month is supposed to be better than the next month. So if you take January, then it's the worst month out of all those months.
I compare it to last year.
Now,
I
if you
compare it
compare the
annually.
year against that, and
I
you're,
compare it
your
annually. I'm not
comparison
comparing
is
it to the
January
beginning of the month.
2024 versus January 2023. I mean, yeah, sure, but it's still the worst month out of that year.
It's also the
for you.
It's the outlook though. It's going in and saying, I know that this month is going to be the worst. You don't know that. It all depends what happens in that month. So to Johnny's point, he's like, for him, for this hot take, I'm going to say January because it's been a bad month for him. But every next year it could be different. It's not It's not consistently always the worst month.
you're right.
It
I mean,
depends
hey,
what happens.
I'm not going into January saying this month is gonna suck. No, I'm just saying there's intangibles that lead to it just being a harder month to get through than the rest of the month.
Let me
And I
ask you.
actually think I build momentum in January, which makes it a good month. But my best month starts in February.
Here
Let
comes
me
the
ask you.
extreme.
March,
Let me
then
ask you.
April, then I forgot how to do the months.
June, July, August, September. Jeez.
When you go
kidding, I
into the
didn't-
new year, do you set goals for yourself for that year?
No, we talked
We
about
talked-
this in a previous podcast. I have to set my goals in like March.
Okay. Do you set goals going into the new
Yeah,
year?
and I told you the reason why January is not a great month. This hot take is because I've missed my goals, and it sounds like you've missed some of your goals as well. So
No.
therefore,
I didn't miss
Okay.
goals.
okay, you're perfect. That's fine. start your 75 hard tomorrow.
He's going to
Monday.
start in January, baby.
You're starting in January. That's cool.
Yeah. I didn't miss a goal.
You're perfect. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I
Fucking
mean, look, at
teach,
the end of the
teach
day,
me the ways. man.
I'm Kenny. I am robot. I'm just fucking with you, man. We love you. Go ahead, speak your truth.
Sorry.
Just fucking with you,
I can't
bro.
help but doing the Kenny voice. Hey,
this was no my side, right?
I am on your side. January's not
He's
the worst
got
month of
nothing.
the
He's
year.
got nothing for you because he knows you missed the goal.
No. It's not a goal.
I didn't in order to have a goal, you have to have a set like point in time where you were like, this is going to happen. The reason why I didn't do that kind of stuff, I didn't go into January saying like on this day I was going to start this. I just said like I was going to do this, and then I delayed it a week. Like, all right, whatever. Okay. I didn't miss the goal though. Okay.
And it doesn't derail his entire January.
No, like it doesn't. I mean, I think that's where we're having an issue. Like it has not negatively affected my January. But the reason why I was asking if you set goals is because a lot of people set goals going into the new year.
Yeah, that's why there's the most people in the gym the first day of the year.
What other month of the year do they do that?
I mean, I think we've all talked about it. We set goals a lot.
You're trying to downplay the clean slate of the new year.
Yeah.
And January being a way for them to change, or for anyone to change, make an impact on something that didn't happen in the year prior. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that there's any other month that allows for that mental reset.
Listen, anybody who has goals and aspirations, if they delay or they start later, I don't care. It's about if you finish and you meet those goals and you start. It's about when you start. I'm okay with that. I'm just giving you a little bit of hard time around you delaying your 75 hard because I thought it was going to be in January earlier on. But it's not. It's okay. I believe in you. We're doing it together, bro, so it's okay. Give it to February because this guy's starting his fitness February.
Yeah, so. Fitness February. February of fitness.
For argument's sake, because we're arguing the side that January is the worst month, right. I think you kind of bring up a great point, Kenny, that people aspire to make February or January great. They set out to set all these goals. And then what is the statistic on how many people fail at their January start for their New Year's resolutions? It is like well above 50%.
Yeah.
That of people that set them, because there's obviously people that don't set them. It's like 60-something% upwards of that. I've looked it up recently. I just don't remember the actual number. But anyways, that makes January a shitty month because everyone failed in January. But now, what could give January a silver lining, though, is if you do fail, but you fail forward. I'm good with that.
I was about to say.
Fail fast, fail forward.
As long as they're trying, they're doing the right thing.
Yes.
As long as they're trying.
But it's a shitty month because you try to set out, and then a lot of people do fail. And there's a reason for that. And it's because
I don't like your mentality.
January sucks. Listen, man. We're not talking about my mentality. I'm not talking about your mentality. I'm saying January is a tough month. Dude. People have aspirations, and then they fail.
I went on a soapbox
Every month
for
is a
fucking
tough
30
fucking
minutes.
month.
I
You're
put
not
my
gonna
heart.
fail. Showing up is half the battle. Show up.
Yeah, no shit.
And everyone shows up in January.
But we're showing up late. That's the problem.
Or they stop showing up.
You're damn right. That's why I said it's not about fucking when you start. You got to start whenever, and as long as you finish, that's it. Ty, what's your thoughts?
I think I'm where I was with Monday. It's yada yada, flat circle time. Yeah, it's a
it's a wazzy, it's a woozy.
Bada bing, bada boom.
It's another month. It's not.
There we go.
Exactly.
Tiebreaker.
What's you make it?
Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Why do you think we get into these ruts? What do you think allows us to fall off? If we're like, say we're riding good, we're in a groove, we're doing well, and like I know consistency is hard, but like, what do you think allows us to get back into it? You think it's the drinking and the partying and the hanging out and doing stuff? Do you think it's just because there's a lot going on in a short period of time? Like, do you think it's because you're hitting a challenge or a roadblock that just came out of nowhere? Like, do you think it's multiple things, or have you guys ever noticed a trend and like, okay, well, all right, I was here and now I'm back down here, and then I'm here and then I'm back down here, and then obviously fitness is part of it. We've obviously talked at length, like maybe you stopped working out or whatever. Just curious if you guys have ever noticed anything around that.
That's a great question.
That is, I mean.
No.
You go.
No, you go.
You.
I think it is, in very, very short, I think it is the difference between being reactive versus being proactive.
Okay, but what if you can't see it coming?
You're reactive.
Well, I know where
Okay,
I know where you pointed that question to. I think you got Kenny. I think you got to think about it. Like, what if it's something that's out of your control or something pops up that you can't be proactive about?
You literally can't plan for it. Can't plan for everything.
Here comes the extreme.
Yeah.
No, I think that you have to. There's certain things that you have, like Andy Frisell is big on the power list, right?
John Straw.
And there's a few of those things, like those are his
Oh, is that where this comes from?
Yes.
Okay.
The power list. Those are his
Negotiable.
negotiables. Yeah, like it doesn't matter what happens. Those things on the power list are getting done. And that's done with intent. And if you take those things with the power list and you stack them day after day, being proactive towards those things, and that's what I'm saying with proactive. Like, I'm not saying you have to plan for everything because things do come in. But even after all the reactive elements that could come into the day, those elements on the power list are still completely getting done. And you're doing that with intent. And I think what happens is the majority of people do not have tasks or activities that they perform, like the power list, on a day-to-day without deviating from them. And I'm like, it's just consistency, but I think that falls off at one point.
All right. I don't want to do it extreme, but I kind of want to do an extreme here. I hear you. No.
No, I know.
I hear you.
I
And
didn't do an extreme because I didn't want to put you in this position.
That's fine. I hear you. And I actually, I think you're
Got any
right.
popcorn for this?
In the event you broke your leg, what?
My leg.
Something. Okay, so yes, you don't want to let anything inhibit these powerless things getting done. I think that's a great mindset. And I think that's a strategy that you need to have. But there are things that happen where you. I guess my question to you, to phrase it, is: are you allowing yourself to fail on those tasks because something bigger happened? Is that acceptable, or are you saying no? It has to happen in some way, shape, or form. And an extreme way to think about it, and I don't want to put like bad juju out there.
Rephrase your question.
Rephrase it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Or use an example.
I'm going to use an example right now, actually. So you have your power list. It's in the morning, right? You have these things are non-negotiable. They have to get done today. Mm-hmm. Something very bad happens in your life. Someone got hurt, car accident, whatever. Something happens that was out of your control. Mm-hmm. It's okay to not get those things done that day because now you have to do this, and this is now your new power list. I guess you adjust your power list. Is that
You reprioritize.
you reprioritize?
That's just, you have to, I think in that regard, you have to analyze whether this thing, this event that happened is a short-term or a long-term thing that's going to deviate you from your current objectives. If it's a short-term thing, then you have to give up something. Most likely, sleep. You have to give up something. To accomplish everything that you want to accomplish, you have to give up something. If it's a long-term event that's going to deviate you, then you have to then figure it out and to see if a restructuring of prioritization needs to occur. If not, then fine. Continue to hit your power list and add different priorities into that. But maybe a reassortment of the power list comes in. Which is definitely something that occurs as people evolve or change and things happen. But I think you have to evaluate whether it's short-term or long-term, and most likely you're giving something up.
I think it's very simple. To answer your question, how do we get into these ruts and then how do we get out of them? It just comes down to two things, in my opinion. It comes down to discipline and it comes down to prioritization. What are you saying is most important? And for I'm just going to go to Kenny because he mentioned the hard 75. Last week, fitness was not a priority for him because if it was, he would have sacrificed sleep. He would have said, like he said on previous podcasts last year when he was doing his 100 days, I'm going to the fucking gym. If my leg is broken, I'm still going to the gym. And that just focus, prioritization of it, he would have gotten it done. Mm-hmm. Now, yes, we have things that come up, and it's not that it's excuses, but we just didn't put as much emphasis on that one thing. And how you get out of the rut is you target that whatever you're trying to accomplish, and you go attack it.
So I had the notebook over here. So every day I do the Power 5. Write down 5 things that I need to get accomplished, right? I do a quote of the day or a thought of the day. I think for me, and when I think about attacking things and controlling what you can control, like they need to be things that are manageable, first of all, right? And then you have your CTA, your laundry list, and all these crazy things that could be out of your control, but you need to
Call to action?
Call to action.
Okay, got it.
So I rank them urgent versus important, and that's most likely it's all work related, 100%. But like I feel at the point where it just needs to get done from a Power 5 standpoint. And the reason why I've done this for 2-3 years is just because it's like you can still somewhat can control those. And you feel good just crossing that out. So it was boxing, 6 a.m. Call fucking Apple about my AirPods because my left AirPod broke. Doctor's appointment, Headway app, and then TBC meeting. All of those I can control. Then I got all my other actions items, CTAs. But to answer your question, like I personally think when it comes to derailing, it's the multiple things that are coming up. Mm-hmm. And it's not maybe being as proactive, kind of take your angle as I should be. Because that's when I find myself always a mess.
Yeah.
Like it's never, hey, we're going to Vegas for celebrating Timmy's bachelor party. It's not that. It's I got fucking 75 different things I got to do for work that I know have to get done. I know I'm going to have to procrastinate one thing because I have a presentation next week, and I know Tuesday I'm going to have to think about it, work about it. But why would I do it before? Let's just procrastinate because that's what we do. But you got other things that are more important. But then you find excuses to not go to the gym, to not do your TBC stuff, to not get on a call with you in the morning to go through game plans, da-da-da-da-da. And, like, that's where it's just it's a constant battle. So if anyone has a great recipe out there, let us know because I want to hear from you and I want to understand what it is that you're doing. Because, one, we're not talking about kids in our life just yet. We're not talking about issues that are out of our control. Like, there is so much other shit that's out there that we're not even talking about. Or facing. And you know what? Our lives are pretty fucking great right now.
They
100%.
are. They are.
And that's how I look at it sometimes.
Bless.
You just got to be real with, and I think we are real with each other sometimes. Where we look in the mirror and it's like, dude, you're the problem. Quit making excuses. Mm-hmm. But also, sometimes you got to give yourself a pat on the back.
I think a key part that I heard out of that was manageable stuff, which I transition into like realistic, because I think a lot of times sometimes I feel like we paint a picture of like we're a machine.
No,
like it doesn't fucking stop and it never ends. Like the bender continues.
Yeah.
But I think reality sets in and like you just the manageable stuff, being proactive. So actually I was proactive in Vegas. I went to bed at 10 o'clock the last night. I made sure I drank my greens every single day. And I'm telling you, I think it helped. It led to me getting to the gym on Tuesday.
I love that.
Fair.
Because I got in at 12 a.m. I could have said, no, I need to catch up on sleep. Because what the gym did was it kept me up later.
Yep.
But guess what? It propelled the rest of my week. So I guess proactivity I'm not knocking all you guys' stuff. I'm just trying to come from different angles and unbiased opinions and stuff and just see, because that's what brings about change and it opens up conversation so people can kind of, oh, okay, that's a different perspective. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Why did you not hit that topic or whatever? So,
All right, let's be real. Let's be real. John, you open this up. You want some feedback?
Yeah, let me hear
Let
it.
me get your book. Let me get this book that you got here.
what's he going to write in
This
it?
is good, man.
Hold on, before you start bashing this book, I have a book that I use.
I'm not going to
every day.
bash it. Just give me a second.
That thing.
Here's why Johnny's
is
struggling.
awesome.
He can't fucking read what he's got to do. Well, I can't do this one today because I don't know what the fuck it says.
Ryan? Far few between.
Good ones. Good.
Holy shit, that
Blind
was a
squirrel
good
can
one.
fly. I saw that book. I
Good
looked at
one.
them. I said, what in the fuck is that?
All right, I'm out, boys.
Sorry, Ken. Go ahead with your
Fuck this
serious
shit,
comments.
I'm out.
No, if you guys don't have a book like that,
I got one.
I just
two-
ordered
got
one on
two in my
Amazon
bag. I
this
got one
week.
for work and one for TBC, baby.
Yeah.
I have one
And-
for everything. It's awesome. I use it every single day. I'll carry it around. It's in my bag. You'll see me carrying it around the office. It's blue. It is awesome. Gotta have it.
At some point, we're probably going to spend a very thorough podcast talking about the vision of where we see this podcast and this TBC Bender Continues moving in the direction we feel like we want it to get to. But I find myself now, it is much more so like we want to fucking do what this thing is capable of doing and exhausting a lot of time and energy. So now my Power 5 is now more consisting of TBC stuff. I don't know if you guys are in the same boat, but I don't know. I think it's interesting because this is very relatable because we have had multiple podcasts where we've talked about like discipline versus motivation.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about being in a rut and how you get out of it. I think really the purpose of this conversation is like, dude, we're fucking real. We're humans. And you don't always see that out there on social media because it's very quick and very easy to live a lifestyle or be an influencer, be famous or very good at what you do, where at the end of the day, some of these people, like, their job is to create content where they could work out at 4 a.m. in the morning and do all these things, but they don't have something after. Like, versus us, like, we're at very minimal, normal people, right?
Average
like, we're not there, which is the reality sometimes where it sucks, because I'm like, dude, why can't I do this? Why can't I be like that in a way of like, all right, got this structure. I could wake up at this time, do this, and then I could be focused creativity during this time. And it's like, that's where it's just hard. Mm-hmm. And it's like, fuck, dude, I wish I could, but I can't because we got real lives.
I think that people, like just humans, spend time building, not necessarily with always a direction, building where they are to a certain point, right? You go to college, you get a job, you continue to escalate in that job, maybe you bounce around finding the correct job for you, and then you end up in a position where you become comfortable. Your finances are manageable, you find a partner, you get a dog, you buy a home, all of these different things, and you build up to a point where it's comfortable. And you live in this comfortable circle. And then you see, especially today with all of these things on social media, you see people within different aspects, like influencers, where you're like, oh, I want to have that type of lifestyle. But the risk or the unknown is too far from where you currently are. So they're not willing to go and do that because they have to literally give up everything that they've built and then go become an influencer or go, transition to a voyage that is unknown. And I think that's really difficult for a lot of people.
I agree.
And I think that also social media sometimes is difficult to really see both sides of that story. If there's always positives and negatives to everything.
Yeah.
We see the positives on social media, but we don't see the things that that are difficult, that take time, that take investment as much. I mean, sometimes we do, but we don't see it as much.
If I can say one last thing to kind of close us out, it goes a lot to what Kenny and you just said. People go onto social media and they're looking for help, some way, shape, or form, motivation, something like that, right? And like we say, we talk about mindset, we talk about being successful, and you just got to get after it, you got to do it. I mean, those are just words. Right? They're all words. And it's taking the actual action that's the hardest part. And you can say and do whatever the hell you want. You can listen to David Goggins. You can listen to Andy Elliott. You can listen to all these guys, and it's great. It's all awesome. I actually, David Goggins said he doesn't like being on social media because he thinks it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
He also doesn't think he should get fucking scrutinized for who he is. And that kind of hit home. And now that you guys are talking about it, we can say anything to you and try to help you get there. I at this point, like, I don't know who you are that's watching this video, but as long as you're trying, you're doing the right thing. Just keep trying. And I know I'm saying words again here. Just take the actions. We're trying to do it. We're trying to share how we're taking our actions. And yeah, we're failing a lot. I mean, shit, we didn't fucking record a podcast in Vegas when we tried. We were almost there.
8 minutes.
All because, lack of preparation.
You're pointing at me.
Someone's camera wasn't charged.
Hey, but we're real.
But we're being honest. Like, we're just saying words up here, but we're also trying to live it. It's just, maybe we'll capture it. I don't know. Maybe we'll share it. But just keep trying. That's kind of where we're at. Like, the January's kicking our ass. We're going to keep trying. Maybe it's February. Maybe it's fucking Monday. Like, it doesn't matter. Just keep trying. Listen to words when they're fruitful, but then take the action on those words, and I think you'll find yourself in the good spot.
Well said, James. Well said,
Just
James.
show up.
Yeah.
That's always what I think about. Just show up.
Even when you're down, even when you think you can't show up, try.
Until then,
The
Bender continues.